Hey, I'm Davey Wormack here at Radio Castle and we're about to interview one of the star DJs. Let's go have a look. Right. Hello Lindsay Huggins, how are you today?
Good, apart from this sleet and rain outside, which continues to pour down.
It's a good day to be hiding inside, I think.
Well, it was a good day to do a show indoors, yeah.
Yeah, and did the show go well?
It went very well today. I did the best of, well no I didn't, I did the bands to look out for 2016.
Oh, okay.
Right, my little tips for the top, if you like.
Yeah.
And also the bands that are going to make new albums, rock bands that make new albums this year. Plus I did my usual, the new releases for this week in rock music.
Okay, cool. And firstly I want to find out a bit about you. So, are you from Framingham originally?
Yeah, I grew up in Framingham as a teenager, then moved away, trained as a teacher, moved away, lived in Ipswich for 25 years, 16 years ago,
Yeah.
moved back to Framingham.
Okay, so nice and local for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So have you been at this station since it founded?
No, I started, this is my third year, and I started on, let me see, Halloween of 2014. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I sort of thrown in straight away, oh, Halloween show, oh dear, what have I got?
Oh, did you do lots of...
What, Bark at the Moon?
Yeah. Yeah, salt over your shoulder.
There were one or two, no, I popped a couple in. I mean, it all went to kilter because the live show came on Halloween. I was expecting to come the week before, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, okay, cool. Why did you decide you wanted to come and join the radio?
Well, it all happened because I happened to be in a cricket match, watching a cricket match, and there was a whole group of people, and a guy sat next to me, and we got talking about music. He did a radio show on Radio Castle, and he was talking to me about the kind of music I liked, and I had quite a few good stories for him about, you know, when I was a student and roaded bands and some of the sort of famous people I'd sort of bumped into and the concerts I'd been to. And he said, oh, you could be a guest on my show. I said, well, yeah, fine, I'd like to do that, yeah. And then a week later he emailed me back and he said, got a better idea, do your own show.
Oh, cool. I think all the best things start at sports shows or, what are they called, sports?
Well, yeah. Cricket is a big door opener, actually, you know, career-wise and everything.
Yeah. So you're enjoying doing your show?
Yeah, I love doing it. I've always liked rock music. I grew up as a teenager. I was into blues and then later progressive rock music.
Yeah.
And I had an older sister who had we were kind of a hippie family, really. And she had really good taste in music as well. She liked the rock music stuff. And so, being a bit older, and so I started listening to stuff she was listening to. There wasn't much on the radio to listen to in 1960s, you know, the middle 1960s. But there was on a Saturday night after the sports reports all over, after all the football stuff was all over, Radio 1 used to have a blues show for an hour blues show, and I used to listen to that. I used to love it. And so I sort of grew up with Muddy Waters, and John Lee Hooker was my favourite of those bands.
I like him.
And then, of course, you had people like the Yardbirds, the Pretty Things, and all that. They were playing that kind of blues. Yeah. And you had, let's see, I get bad with names now, don't I? But you know, you had all the rock blues bands at the time. John Mayall, obviously, John Mayall's Blues Breakers. Yeah. And because he had Eric Clapton, Pete Green, and you know, he had all the great rock guitarists, as it turned out, played in his band. So I was into all that music.
Yeah, cool. But you didn't go to Radio Caroline, you didn't listen to that?
Yeah, of course I listened to Radio Caroline, yeah, he did. But they tended to play pop music, but there was no Radio 1, obviously, so that was the only station that played sort of current music. And they did play a lot of good music on there, actually. They didn't just play mainstream pop, they, you know, quite a good mixture. However, my first album I bought was in 1967, and that was Cream, Disraeli Gears. It was they're blues rock.
Yeah.
And and that's where I went away. But people who like rock music from that era tend to have a very broad range of music that they like. So, and I feel a lot of generations subsequently have been very pigeonholed in what they like. And I'll talk to rock fans, and they only like heavy metal, or they only like melodic metal, or they only like punk.
I think that's ending now. Most bands nowadays hate having to pick a genre. They just say, oh, we play music.
Yeah, but they call themselves alt rock, and cause when you look at whenever you buy anything off iTunes, it comes and it kind of sticks it in a genre, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So beside it, when I look down, my songs that look like pop, rock, and then alt. What's all this?
What's this?
Yeah.
I mean, press alt on my keyboard. I'm going to throw a curveball question now, if I may. Just so we can get a better understanding of your character. If you had to be a room in the house, which room would you be?
Oh my goodness, I should have read the questions before we started. A room in the house, I think I would have to be... I'd have to be the living room, I think. Just nice comfy sofa, listen to music.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'm a comfortable kind of person, so basically it.
That's a good answer. Back to the show. How would you describe your show in 3 words?
Lively, surprising, interesting.
That's good. And what's the best thing about doing your show?
Well, the best thing is actually the preparation the week before leading up to the show. Where I have to research a lot of music, because about a third of my show will be the new rock releases of the week. So, and there are quite a lot. Sometimes there are not many, and it takes a lot finding them. There are some record companies that send me things, and that leads me on. Or I'll pick up, say, from rock magazine websites. It'll be like their news of the week, and they'll say who's dropped this video, that video, and I go off research it, or go to iTunes, buy it, or whatever, download it. And but I do listen, and I listen on the radio. But unfortunately, there isn't a good current rock station that does what I do. They tend to be classic rock stations tend to be playing stuff. I'm saying, why are you playing things at 25 years old? I can guarantee you, I can turn on radio, and on one of the stations, I'll hear Led Zeppelin in the next 20 minutes, and think, well, we've moved on from there. I love Led Zeppelin, and I play some of my show, but that's not what I want to be hearing. And so there's very little on the what's current, you see, and I think that's where my show would score, and I think that's why we do have quite a lot of listeners from overseas, because they don't get to hear current music like we do in Britain. And so I did get some faithful fans in Australia and China.
Oh, nice.
Like that.
And can you give us your top tip for the year then? Your best up and coming rock act?
Oh gosh, you should listen to the show today and read the website, of course, because I've just published the list on there. Let me think. I think maybe Paris, spelled Pvris for copyright reasons, because there was a band called Paris in the 1970s. I had to change it again. They actually a lot of people nominated them as the best band of 2015. Well, they didn't really break through in 2015, but they are headlining the UEA at Norwich next month. And they're sold out, I believe now. Actually, might well have sold out. But they're going to be big in commercial rock, I think. We'll be hearing a lot of them and sort of on the pop rock. So, big tip. Quite a lot, really. I should have a list, really, because my memory's bad now. Nothing But Thieves, a little band from Essex.
What's that? The biggest one?
Itch?
No. Tripswitch.
Tripswitch. Ipswich. Yeah, they're good. And I think it's also going to be a big year for Def Havana from Norfolk. They're a group from Hunstanton, and their last album came out 3 years ago now. Old Souls it was called, and they've produced nothing since. But they're back in the studio, just released a single which I played in today's show, and new album very shortly to be released. I'd like to see them do well actually.
Yeah.
Good songs.
Cool. And in your show, have you ever had any really bad technical faults?
Yes.
Yeah.
There are lots.
Could you pick maybe your worst ever one?
One I actually had to actually leave the studio and say, this is it because we can't actually do a show. The iPod lead just crackled and burst, and it was intermittent and it was a nightmare.
Oh gosh.
The feed on the through our library didn't work, and I was left with 2 CDs players, which is great. Yeah. But I'd only bought 7 CDs. I couldn't really repeat it through. Yeah. I thought, no, it's just going to be a nightmare. It's not going to work. Yeah. So yeah, once I did. But little technical problems of, not so much in this studio actually, but in our other studio, the room was very warm, and we've discovered that part of our problem has been the overheating of our equipment. Yeah. This is why I've taken the doors off over there, so nobody can close the doors and overheat it again. Yeah. I think that was the problem. It used to be literally in your tour T-shirt doing a show in midwinter.
Okay, well I think we've learned a lot about you and about your show. The big issue still remains though. Can you tell a joke?
Oh. Not off the top of my head, no.
Well, okay, I think we've just about had it with the interview, so can you tell the people when they can hear more from you?
Yes, Rock the Castle on Radio Castle is every Thursday, 9 till 11, and it's repeated on Tuesdays from 2 till 4. And of course you can listen online anytime. You can play again, so yeah. Cool. And check out the website because we keep it up to date. Must push that because we've made a big effort to keep it current and relevant, and so lots of things related to the shows, what's coming up on the show. I do a blog every Monday that will tell you what you'll hear on Thursday, or tell you some of what you'll hear on Thursday, and yeah, that's good. Keep in tune with that. Cool. And perhaps I must do a Facebook page now. You've told me about it.
Yeah, that's radiocastle.co.uk.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you for your time.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers.